I am back again. So I wanted to do a different video, and I wanted to do a video about my first impressions of Nigeria. So I've been in Nigeria about 3 times roughly, and the first time I went was in 2013/2014 because I went for Christmas. So I have my phone with me because I've got a few notes, and I literally just want to share some of the things that that I went through, or that I witnessed when I first went to Nigeria. So the first situation was, okay, so literally when I came out of the plane and literally came out the airport, I was like, oh wow, I am at home. Like, there was a connection that I felt like I was at home. Like, obviously I'm Nigerian, but because I was born and raised in the UK and I had never been to Nigeria before, I just felt that instant connection. So second thing, traffic situation. Literally, I was going to a wedding. I think my cousin's cousin was getting married, so I was like, oh, okay, cool, like it's a motive, let's go. But the wedding was all the way in Ikorodu, and that time they were still building I think the main highway which connects to Ikorodu, and because they were still doing the building of the road, I kid you not, we were stuck in traffic for like 5 hours. You know, when you're in the car and you know, like that feeling of crying, you know that feeling of when you feel like crying? Like, I actually felt like that in the car because that's how long we were stuck in traffic. And I remember my cousin's mom, she left like just maybe 2 hours before us, and she warned me, my cousin, all of us, to make sure that we leave on time because obviously there's going to be traffic, and to ensure that we don't get stuck in that traffic. But we didn't listen, and we left like a bit later, took our time, and we were stuck in traffic. Tell me why she was praying for us. She was praying for us to get out of traffic. I was like, ha, I am in Nigeria. For someone to be praying for you to get out of traffic, this is serious. Next situation was another cousin of mine. So she was telling me about her church. You know, it was like, you know, bigging up her church, saying how great her church was and everything, and you know how I'm gonna love it. So I was like, okay, cool, like I'm on it, that I'm gonna come. She was saying that her pastor was having it was his birthday. I don't know if it was his 50th or 60th, I can't remember, but it was his birthday, and they were doing a party, a celebration after the service. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come. So one of my cousins was dropping me to the church, and it was later in the afternoon, so I wasn't going for the service, but I was literally going for the party part. And tell me why we were going up in some like mountain. We were all you in the car is just big. And I was like to my cousin, where are you taking me? And he's just like, this is the way to, like, the church is somewhere in Apaja. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it properly. And I was just like, okay. And then we were just going big. And I was just like, oh my days, where am I going? Like, it felt like I was going up some kind of mountain. And I got there, and literally I was shocked. Like, even my cousin, who was born and raised in Nigeria, from Nigeria, even he was shocked as well. And I was just like, oh my gosh, where am I? Like, literally, where am I? And tears started to flood. Like, basically it's a white garment church. Like, if you don't know what white garment churches is, when they wear all white, like, and there's different types of white garment churches. And to be honest, I didn't know which one this was because I don't go white garment, but I was tears, like I just started to cry. Like, I was so overwhelmed, and I was just like, why am I crying? Like, literally, even he didn't even want to leave me, because I think because I just wasn't used to that. Like, I wasn't used to that at all. Like, I felt like I was in the middle of nowhere, somewhere like it looked like mountain. And you know, I just remember calling my dad all the way in England. I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that, you know, the church was here. And then my dad was like, wipe those tears, don't disgrace us, wipe those tears, you know, you're in their territory, respect their territory. So I you know, took a deep breath and I wiped my tears and I firmed it. And then I saw my cousin's mum, and then she greeted me and everything. She was like, oh, Molade, you look so good, and then she looked at me up and down, and she was like, but you're wearing trousers, so you cannot enter the church. And I was in my head, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I was like, thank you, God. So we just hanged around. My cousin hanged around with me, kept me company. And then when the party started, then I went to the party area. So I was just like relieved. So that was another situation. Beach at night. Nigerians like to go to the beach at night time, and it is so fun. I can't lie. Like when I went, I was just like, this is a vibe. Like, obviously there's like suya, there's music, horse riding, there's all sorts, and it's actually really fun. And I was just like, I don't know why like Nigerians like to go beach at night, but they do, and it is so. Next one was guys, Nepal is serious. So for those of you who don't know Nepal, like basically the situation in Nigeria is that we have a no electricity situation at times. Not even at times, a lot of the times. So, you know, literally like we have blackouts, like we have cutouts. So meaning that, you know, we have literally no electricity. So in order for us to get electricity, we have a generator and other ways of how we can generate electricity. So when I first got into the place I was staying in Nigeria, I was just like, wow, beautiful, oh my gosh, oh, why is it so dark? But you know, because I was so overwhelmed and like so happy to be there in Nigeria, it was my first time, I didn't really like realize or clock on. So what I did is I took a nap, and then I woke up, and then I was because where I was staying is quite a big house, so I was walking to the corridor, and then all you see me is just bash my head on the wall, and I was just like, oh my gosh, where's the light? Like, where's the light? Like, I really couldn't see anything. And yeah, I only to realize that basically like there's a lot of power cuts, there's a lot of no electricity at times, and we have to find other ways to gain electricity. But guys, how it's like somebody choosing just to turn it off. Like literally someone, it's like turn it off whenever they want, or put it on for 2 hours at night time. It's very frustrating. Or you know, sometimes it'll come at odd times around midnight or 3 in the morning. It's so weird. Or sometimes you can get days of electricity, like you can get days of no cutouts. But I have not even experienced that. I've not experienced where I've had days of no, like where I've had days of just constant electricity. It was also like a learning curve, and in terms of learning a bit more about my culture and the situation of the country, because it is a very frustrating thing. And so I'm glad that I did experience that, but then at the same time, like, I don't know if I want to experience it in future, but I am glad that I did experience it because it helped me to understand the situation of my country more. Not to say my country's not poor, you know. Nigeria is not poor. Let me just get that straight. There's just a lot of political issues. Weddings tend to finish quite early. So if you go to a wedding in Nigeria, unless like they tend to finish around like 6, unless if there's like an after party at the wedding, then a lot of the weddings tend to finish quite early, which was a bit like shocking for me, because in the UK, in London, our weddings finish maybe 11, midnight, a bit later. So I think because of safety and stuff like that, and yeah, they finish weddings quite early. So that was a bit like, oh, that's a bit of a shock. Now, ShopRite. So ShopRite is like a Tesco's or Sainsbury's, but then it's actually a shopping centre. So there is the cinema, there's some shops like Mac, you know, where you can like just, yeah, you know, like a normal shopping centre / shopping mall. So I was shocked, like everyone there was dressed up. Everyone there, like majority of people who went there were dressed up in heels, everything. I was like, wow, this is serious. Like in my local shopping centre, I do not wear heels, but you know, I wear my trainers, my flats, whatever, like Converses. But it was a bit like shocking, like people dressed up to go to the shopping centre. So that was a bit of a whoa for me. Another thing was so we were going to the market, yeah. So I was going to the market, and the funniest thing, like literally I was just sitting down because I couldn't bear like walking through the market because of the heat and everything, and I was a bit like, oh my gosh, this is too much, I'm a bit dehydrated, I want to rest, I want to sit down, because Nigerian markets can be stressful. They can be so stressful. Even for the fellow Nigerians who live there, it's stressful. So I sat down, had a drink to cool down, and literally I was just people watching, because you can people watch in Nigeria and be very entertained because a lot of things go on. And then I see these two guys literally fighting on the street, but the way they were fighting, it was in a particular way. They weren't like throwing blows or anything like that. They were literally
doing this and going around in circles, doing this with their hands, doing this. And
I was like to my cousin's husband, I was like, why are they fighting like this and then doing this? I don't get it. I don't get it. But literally he was just laughing. He was just like, that's the way they fight here. I was just laughing. So that was another like shock to me. So when the airport, oh my gosh, tell me why there's about 7 to 10 checkpoints at the airport. There is about 7 to 10 checkpoints. Like, you can go to that airport and be there for like 5 hours straight. If you don't give yourself time to go to the Nigerian airport, yeah, you're gonna miss your flight. You need to get there early. There's a checkpoint, there's a checkpoint. There's so much checkpoints that it gets so frustrating. Check your suitcase, check this, check that, check you. I was just like, check your passport 5 times. I was like, what is going on? Like, so like I was just like, wow, I am not used to this. But obviously now I've gone like a couple of times. I'm now used to some of the things that I have experienced there. And I can't lie, like as much as like I'm telling you all the stuff that I've experienced there, all the funny things that I've experienced there, Nigeria is so fun. Like if you want to just go enjoy yourself, you know, have a good time, you know, eat out, Nigeria, you know, go. There's enjoyment there. There's always enjoyment. There's always something going on. There's always some form of entertainment every single day. So I can't lie, like it is such an entertaining experience, and it still is. Like every time I go there, it's always fun. Like, you know, see on the streets, you know, like people like just speaking in Yoruba, speaking in your local language. Like there's life. Like you can tell that people, like there's life there, and you feel like you're at home. But and music as well. Like when you're hearing your music, your own music out there, and people actually embracing their music there, like Afrobeats and things like that, people embracing that. Like I love that. I love the whole, I just love my country. Like I love my country. So despite all of these things that, you know, my first impression and some of the things that were a bit shocking, a bit annoying, I can't lie, it is such an amazing country. It's so amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different because I know I'm always vlogging about, you know, my experiences in countries, but I actually just wanted to, you know, do a little talk and let you know some of my first impressions of Nigeria. So make sure you like, subscribe, support a sister, and you know, and for those of you who want to know, yes, I'm wearing my African scarf. My hair is in twists, you know, for all my hair, you know, followers out there. That is my hairstyle. It's not my favorite hairstyle, but you know, it gets me by. Until next time, guys.